Hi, I'm Cody Lucas.
I'm Terry Montgomery.
And we're the Outdoor Vigilantes. Well, this week we're going to start things off on a farm that we have permission to hunt down on the Merrimack River. It's a beautiful 3,000-acre farm, and it's just infested with deer. However, they'll only let us take does out, so we can only do doe management out there. We're allowed to take as many as we want. The doe ratio, I couldn't even tell you what the doe to buck ratio is out there.
Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with doing a little doe patrol every now and then.
I guarantee it, and there ain't nothing finer to put in the freezer, that's for
right.
sure. Well, folks, I'm down here at a friend of mine's farm. We're going to do some doe control this evening. He's ate plumb up with the does. His doe to buck ratio is completely out of whack, and he's asked us to come down here and help thin out the herd. We's just the people to call. So stick with us. We've already got one little yearling doe out in the field, a food plot here in front of us, and I think we're going to make it come together tonight and get some meat for the freezer. Stay with us. Well, the first thing we see is we've got deer just funneling out in the food plot down below us. And you have to understand, on this particular farm, these towers, how tall are they, the big box blinds we hunt in?
Well, it depends on which section you're sitting in, because they go up and up and up, and then they've got a cloud section, I think.
There's some I know are 40 feet for sure. And this one here is probably, I'd say this one's 25, 30 feet to the floor of the shooting house that we're in. And there's a big walnut tree out in front of us, and we're just having to wait for these deer to clear so that we can put the hurting on one.
Well, unfortunately, I couldn't make it to this hunt. I was working or whatever. Just couldn't be there, and we got us a fill-in cameraman for this job, didn't we?
That's right. My dad said, "What are you upset about?" He said, "I could run one of them there cameras." So Pop's going to be the man behind the camera on this hunt. I don't think he does half bad for his first time.
He does pretty good.
We're just watching all these deer funnel out, and as they're coming out in the field, it's just about go time, and all of a sudden they spot something, and something spooks them out of the field. Well, it's not long and we get to see exactly what it was that flushed our deer.
Son, was that one of those chupacabras?
That's sure what he looked like, and I'm glad you tried to say that, because I guarantee you I can't say it. That was the mangiest, ugliest thing I think I have ever seen, and I would have put a rage in him if I could have got the opportunity.
It's too bad he didn't come in there so you could put him out of his misery.
I was hoping he was going to come over to our stand and start scratching himself the way he looked so I could get a good shot at him. Wasn't for the lack of not trying. Well, we're pretty upset at this coyote. We don't get a shot at him, and he flushed all our deer out of the field, and we're really disappointed. But it's not long, and they all come funneling back out in the field.
There is something new in the air. The Scud in-flight scent dispenser is designed to help you create a scent trail for the game of your choice without ever leaving your position. The Scud works with any and all of your favorite scents and lures. Just load it up and you are ready to go. The Scud leaves a vapor scent trail back to your position up to 100 yards away. Every situation may not call for a Scud, but sooner or later, you will wish you had one. The Scud in-flight scent dispenser, online at scudshooter.com.
Final Step cover scent. The only one on the market that I know of that's 100% all natural. Here in Missouri, we like the cedar scent. They got several scents to pick from. If you like to hunt, trap, you name it, this is the stuff to have. When we run trap lines, we spray everything down with this. It smells just like cedar. It's unbelievable. 100% natural. When we go to the tree stand, we spray it on. We spray it on when we get in the tree. It's like we were never there. We get ground blinds. We spray it on the blinds before we go in. It's like we were never there. This stuff is absolutely amazing. Final Step cover scent. 100% all natural. If you want to bring home bone like this, you better make Final Step your last step in your scent elimination system.
To get where you want to be in life, as a man, as a dad, as a hunter, you will carry some heavy loads, and through them we realize that virtues like strength and reliability matter most. From ourselves and our gear. Ultimately, what matters is not the weight of the load, but how we carry it. Alps Outdoors.
Well, now the deer have been back out in the field, and we've waited and we've waited and we've waited for these things to clear this walnut tree so that I can get a good shot. And Dad gives me the green light, and when he does, I let the old elite eat. What a shot, boy.
Well, folks, if you watch real close, you'll see this doe try to duck this arrow. The arrow goes in right behind her shoulder and hits her on the opposite front shoulder and drops her like she was shot with a rifle.
Dropped her like she was hot. My dad got so excited, you can hear him on the camera. He didn't realize a bow and arrow could do that. He was just shocked.
Son, that's how you do it right there, baby. Right there. No track job. Oh, baby. Doing some doe management tonight. Got the answer by Elite. This bow's unreal. You seen it. Quiet, fast. Rage broadhead, baby. I put a rage in a cage. Whew. I get stoked even shooting them does. That's some meat for the freezer right there, baby. We had to wait forever for that thing to come in where we could get a shot. I see some turkeys over here now. If they come in, we're going to get us some turkeys to go with it. Stick with us.
Son, what in the world kind of pins you got on that bow?
That's what Dad thought too when I shot that arrow out through there, I guarantee it. He said, "You gonna shoot that thing?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "How far is that?" I said, 49 yards. That ain't no step for a stepper, especially when you're shooting an elite, baby. Here she is, folks. You've seen it. Dropped her right in the tracks.
made a good shot on her. She fell as soon as the arrow hit her. I got another one down over here that we was unable to get on film, unfortunately, but he wanted some doe control, and the Vigilantes are putting it on him. We got some fine meat for the freezer. No track job on this one.
Well, folks, here we are again with Brian Herron. It's late bow season. Looks like we got a little snow on the ground.
Boy, it's cold, and he's up there, and he's got deer all over him.
What is it with this guy?
I don't know. I think he's carrying a rabbit's foot in his pocket or something. I don't know.
Here we are. It's December the 17th, and I'm sitting here with my bow. It's almost muzzleloading season. It's cold. It's about 20 degrees. A little bit of snow on the ground. Just setting up. It's about 2:30. I just saw 10 deer, so it's probably going to be a pretty good evening. 7 of them come in on me when I was trying to get my bow up. Saw me pulling it up, so it happens sometimes. But stay tuned, I think we're going to see something. There's a bruiser buck in this area, and that's why we're here hunting right now. He's been seen several times. Looked to go over 240 inches, so we're going to see what we can do. There's also a couple other nice 8-pointers we've been seeing in this area, so hopefully we'll be seeing those tonight. They're on a real good feeding pattern right now, as cold as it is, and the snow's starting to get off these beans. We got a cut bean field behind me, and they've been working their way to the edge of that a couple hours before dark, so hopefully we get a good shot.
Well, it's not long, folks, and he's up there in that stand, and he's cold, and there's snow on the ground, and here come the deer. Have you ever seen so many deer? Well, Brian lets several walk before he decides he's found him the one he's going to put in the freezer.
I started this mineral lick about a year and a half ago with just OV mineral, and just starting this out in the middle of a pasture where I know big bucks frequent, the does cross here. It's a natural crossing. They come out here, they're not scared. It's kind of a safe area for them. They've got CRP all around them, and as you can see with this mineral site, how much this has helped the deer, but not only helped me locate where the deer are coming from, where they're going to, and that's only going to equal success in the future.
Absolutely. Now this is an amazing mineral site. It's dug out 3 foot by 6 foot deep, and you know, I'm looking at this thinking, how do I get one like that? You know, so if any of you guys want to know how to do this, how did you start this hole?
Well, I got with our host Cody Lucas. He created this mineral with not just killing in mind, but actually the health of the herd. He wanted something that was going to help all aspects of hunting. So he gave me this. He said, try this out. This is my own mixture. It's in the testing phase. So, you know what? I'll give it a try. And here we are a year later. This is going to be our 3rd or 4th application in this hole. And a year and a half later, we have this big of a hole. We have numerous pictures of big bucks, does, fawns. Every deer in the area is coming to this lake.
And this is an exciting time of the year because this is when we really get to see these bucks. They love coming to these licks, especially early. You know, before September, they'll just come in there and nail it, especially with their antlers growing. And you'll see them in velvet. They get all these velvet picks, these awesome bucks. And it's important to have this out all year round as well.
there is something new in the air. The Scud in-flight scent dispenser is designed to help you create a scent trail for the game of your choice without ever leaving your position. The Scud works with any and all of your favorite scents and lures. Just load it up and you are ready to go. The Scud leaves a vapor scent trail back to your position up to 100 yards away. Every situation may not call for a Scud, but sooner or later, you will wish you had one. The Scud in-flight scent dispenser, online at scudshooter.com.
To get where you want to be in life, as a man, as a dad, as a hunter, you will carry some heavy loads, and through them we realize that virtues like strength and reliability matter most. From ourselves and our gear. Ultimately, what matters is not the weight of the load, but how we carry it. Alps Outdoors.
Well, Brian lets the arrow fly, and have you ever seen so many deer take off?
There was about 30 deer. One got it behind me downwind, started stomping. I knew it was about over. It is so cold. I'm half shaking from the cold, I'm half shaking from the kill. I hit her a little bit far back. I'm gonna take a look and see what kind of blood we got. I might have to back out till morning. There were deer all over. I didn't see any horns on any of them, which gives you more of a good reason to take another doe off this property. There's tons of does here. Every year we try and take at least 5 or 6 does off this property. Normally we only take about 1 buck. So pretty soon it'll get that ratio back. But stay tuned. I'm gonna go see if I can find her. Let's take it out a little bit. See if I can't smoke another one.
Well, Brian's shot was a little marginal. It was a little back, and he elected to wait. And like they say, if in doubt, back out. He decided to back out and just let it set overnight. It was plenty cold enough, snow on the ground. He decided to pull out and wait till the next morning to go back and find his doe.
All right, last night I sat in here and saw 43 does, so I decided to take a couple and hit this one pretty far back, but so I went ahead and let her go. I was just going to get on the trail this morning. We've got good blood. I don't think she went far. I hit her far back, but it was quartering away, so we're going to track her up. We've got some pretty good blood right here coming down this trail, and we're going to go ahead and track her up. I don't think she went far, so go ahead and follow me and we'll see what happens. There she is right there. All right. Another doe. Trying to thin this herd out a little bit. There's does everywhere, so stay tuned. We're going to try and do some more doe whacking.
There is something new in the air. The Scud in-flight scent dispenser is designed to help you create a scent trail for the game of your choice without ever leaving your position. The Scud works with any and all of your favorite scents and lures. Just load it up and you are ready to go. The Scud leaves a vapor scent trail back to your position up to 100 yards away. Every situation may not call for a Scud, but sooner or later, you will wish you had one. The Scud in-flight scent dispenser, online at scudshooter.com.
To get where you want to be in life, as a man, as a dad, as a hunter, you will carry some heavy loads, and through them we realize that virtues like strength and reliability matter most. From ourselves and our gear. Ultimately, what matters is not the weight of the load, but how we carry it. Alps Outdoors.
Well, folks, we debated whether to show this footage or not, but you know, this is one of them lifetime bucks, and my father's 60, going to be 69 years old, and this type of buck needed to be showed. I thought this footage needed to be shared. It's kind of a funny story. There's no real footage of this deer other than the recovery. I had scouted this buck out. I thought he was a big 12-pointer. I knew he was definitely a shooter, and he was a good one, and I'd seen him in person several times. I had every intentions of going down there and setting on this, in this ground blind that I'd put up. And at the last minute, my 8-year-old daughter, Haley, decided she wanted to go hunting with Dad. And I just can't hardly tell them no. So even though it was opening day, I took her with me and we changed plans and set in a 2-man stand. And old Pop pulled a good one on me.
You're a better man than I am. I don't know if I could have done that.
Old Pop snuck down and got in my ground blind after he'd heard me bragging about this 12-pointer that I'd been seeing. And well, let's just say at 7:25 my phone was ringing. And he told me that he didn't know whether he was gonna cry or puke. And I said, "Are you sick?" And he said, "No, this is the biggest buck I've ever seen in my life." I said, "How many points?" He said, "Last I counted 17. Here's the recovery."
Well, folks, I'm mighty proud of what I've done here. Hunted all my life to try to kill one like this. I've killed several nice ones, but not one this size. It was a nice, beautiful morning. Seen all kind of does early before it just wasn't good enough to shoot to see if this buck was them. But like I said earlier, we had all kind of signs down here, scratches and bubs. And my son had been seeing this deer across the road up here, but I had no idea I'd be the lucky one to get him. And I'm mighty proud, and I'm glad to be hunting with Outdoor Vigilantes, and I hope I get some more. I'm a very proud grandpa.
Boy, that is a stud, Dad.
Yep.
Holy cow.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost 10 on this side. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 scoreable points. A split G2 and a triple G2.
This hair looks like a turkey's foot.
That is unreal.
When we get to this deer, Dad, of course, had already snuck over and saw it when he called me. I had no idea the deer was going to be that good. It was a good deer. I knew it was a good deer, but I had no idea. I mean, this deer had 17 scoreable points, non-typical. It had split G2 on one side, as you can see. It had a triple G2 on the left side. Looked like a big turkey's foot. Unbelievable buck. And I guess if it was going to be anybody but me, I guess I'm glad it was Pop that got that buck.
Well, I'm sure glad it was him, because if not, we'd have had to pull you off of him.
Somebody been in the sinkhole over there and I'd have been firing up a dozer.
Yeah.
Well, folks, we hope you enjoyed this week's episode. We tried to mix it up a little bit with you, a little doe control, and shared the footage of my dad's largest buck to date. I hope you enjoyed it. Come back and see us next week, but until then, check us out at www.outdoorvigilantes.com.
Give us a like on Facebook.
Go check us out. We'll see you next week, folks.
I'm an outdoor vigilante. Way out back, down where the river flows. Putting in time, miles of walking, hunting them down. Son, don't you know? singing stands, and now the fun begins. Here he comes now, the big 10 with split brows, and I'm praying that he turns just right. With any kind of luck, he'll get a ride in my truck, and I'll take him back to camp tonight. We put him on the ground, make him famous all around, and bring the action straight to you. We'll hang him up high, celebrate with high fives. It's the love of what